This is a fertile land, and we shall thrive. We shall call it this land. You should call it your grave. Ah! Oh no! Curse your son, but inevitable betrayal! Die! Die! Ah! Hi! It's me, PCPatientZero. I was just playing with toys. But now I'm here to talk about Shakespeare, most specifically Macbeth. Hey everyone. First of all, don't be alarmed. I know I'm wearing a different shirt. I've been told that when YouTubers change appearance, sometimes their watchers become alarmed. Don't be alarmed. However, since there are about 3 of you, you guys can probably handle it. I think you guys are okay. Okay, we're going to talk some more about Macbeth. And this time we're going to do Act 1, Scene 4. Get comfortable here. You still see my head? It's not cut off. The scene begins with Duncan, Lennox, Malcolm, Donalbain, and some attendants. So random servants are there as well. And Duncan asks, is execution done on Cawdor? Do you remember the Thane of Cawdor was a traitor and he was supposed to die and then Macbeth was going to get his title? Well, that's what he's asking about. Did you kill him yet? Malcolm replies, my liege, they are not come back yet, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. He's sorry. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving of it. He died as one that has been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owned as to a careless trifle. So this guy is apparently just really good at dying. He died really well. I think he could have considered it as a career choice if only death weren't like a one-time thing. Then Duncan says, there's no art to find mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I had built an absolute trust. So I did trust him, if only he wasn't such a prick. And then in come Macbeth and Banquo, Ross and Angus. We all know how much I love Angus, merely for his name. So Duncan is excited to see his buddies, Macbeth and Banquo and Ross and Angus, and he is, really happy to see them. And Macbeth is like, oh yeah, your majesty, you're awesome, your majesty, you're the awesome one. The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness' part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state and children and servants, which do but what they should by doing everything safe toward your love and honor. Oh, your majesty, I know I'm awesome, but you are more awesome. Duncan says, welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. And then he's like, noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart. So basically, Macbeth is going to get all these awesome titles and everything, and Banquo gets a hug. Hugs are good, but stuff is better, right? Then Duncan goes on, my plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland. So he's just declared in front of all these awesome warriors, Duncan has, that his son Malcolm, who wasn't even in the battle or anything, is going to be the king after he dies, and he's now Prince of Cumberland, which is not actually where they grow cucumbers, as it may sound, but actually cooler than that. But signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deservers, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you. And Macbeth says, the rest is labor which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach, so humbly take my leave. So he's going to go tell his wife that the king is coming. Then Macbeth kind of goes aside. There are a lot of asides in Shakespeare, and you could be talking, if you're the the actor, you could be talking to the audience, or you could be talking to another actor who's on stage with you who's not saying anything at the time. I think sometimes this aside has been addressed to Banquo, because, you know, Macbeth and Banquo are chums. Prince of Cumberland, that is a step which I must fall down or else o'erleap. For in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires, let not the light see my black and deep desires. The eye wicketh the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears, when it is done to see. So basically Macbeth is like, so the king has made his son the heir. That's problematic. That's something I'm going to have to, a step I must fall down or else o'erleap. So either it's going to trip me up, or I'm going to manage to get over that problem in the way of my being king, because I should be king. And then Duncan kind of ushers them off, and they're on their way. And it says, flourish, they exit. And we're on to Act 1, Scene 5, which we'll talk about next time. But for now, let's talk a little bit more about Duncan and his sort of weirdness that's going on. I've kind of talked about it a little bit before, how strange it is that Duncan wasn't in the battle, and now he's declaring his son Malcolm as the Prince of Cumberland, which means that Malcolm's going to inherit after his father dies. Now that was really weird in this particular culture. Nowadays we kind of expect it, you know, the king dies, who takes over? His son. But back then, especially in Scotland, that wasn't the case. Usually what happened was, when the king became too old and weak, someone else would challenge him and kill him, and then that person would become the king. He could, however, be voted out by the Thanes, but if he was strong and he was a pretty good king, they wouldn't really have to do that. So it would be completely expected, and I think all the Thanes do expect, that since Macbeth has been being so awesome, that he should be the king. So Macbeth is starting to think that what he needs to do is kill either Duncan or Malcolm, or both. And that would have been completely accepted. That would have been the way that you become king. Now here's the thing about Duncan. Is he a weak king? Because he should be out in the battle, along with everyone else. He's not that old. I mean, he's got some grown sons, but he's not that old. Why isn't he? Is he weak? Or is he peaceful? Those things might go hand in hand if you're Scottish. Weak, peaceful, kind of the same thing. How did he get the throne? He probably won it. He probably did it the old-fashioned way. So why is he deciding to do this weird culture shock change thing and decide that one of his sons, who by the way is about as dangerous as like a puppy, no offense, Malcolm, but you're not very scary. Why does he decide that he gets to be the king? It's not really clear from the lines of the play what exactly it is that's going on with Duncan and Malcolm. So a lot of that is up to the actors, and that's the cool thing about theater, is the actors and the directors and everybody who's working on it kind of get to decide what's going on, what's up with him, why is he doing this. So if I haven't encouraged you yet, I will encourage you now. The best way to see and understand Shakespeare is to go watch it being performed, because Shakespeare wrote plays, and you're supposed to see plays being performed. You're never going to get everything out of it that you can by watching me or by taking a class. You really just need to go see it perform. So if possible, go check it out, see it perform, see what they do. Leave a comment about what you saw. This has been a PCPatientZero production. Thanks for watching.